What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoDIJ and we are locked in. This is the recap for episode 7 of book 4 Force season 2. We know that CBI is on the ropes at the moment. They're trying to gather all the intel they can in the city and bring everyone together so they could potentially take over. Now, we know the issue with this is Vic is working with the feds, the Serbs. They aren't playing fair. They got grenade launchers. They're shooting things up. And we know that Claudia, her and Shanti, they have a little mission that they're trying to do on their own. So before we jump into it and break down this episode, if you like power content, breakdowns, theories, and predictions like this, then hit your subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. I'm on that road to 50,000 subscribers. So each and every one of you, I appreciate you. And if you don't see this video at 100 likes, hit that like button. Now, going into episode 7, this was a build up. We're starting to see the war develop. And going into these last 8, 9, and 10, you know power is going to turn it up a notch and we're going to get bodies after bodies. So let's jump into it. This is the recap of episode 7, Force. We start the episode off with Tommy and Miriam, doing what grown folks do in the room. Now they get a knock on the door, and who is it? It's McDowell. McDowell pops up and he starts snooping around. But what he's here for is to tell Tommy, listen, don't move on the Serbs. Let's make some things happen. We're making money right now, but we need to do things the way that I say. Now, Tommy, he's hesitant and careful with everything that he's saying because Miriam, she's in the back room. But what Miguel is letting Tommy know is when it goes down, I'll be the one to say it's going down. Tommy, don't you make any moves without my permission. Tommy's partner, Diamond, he's at the house. And if you remember, Mr. Don't Play, his PO officer, Officer Tyrone Reeves, he shows up with a urinalysis test. And what he's telling Diamond is, listen, you need to denounce the gang, and we have us a little speech that's coming up, and we would like you to present something. You denounce the game here, let the community know that you're doing good things, because Tyrone Reeves also told him he should be giving away free haircuts. But what he's trying to say is, I can get you off of your parole a little bit earlier if you just do this. Now, the reason Diamond doesn't want to do it is because he's still the head of CBI. And if he denounces the gang, then everyone around him is going to start looking at him funny. But he does take it into consideration because, hey, who wants to be on parole for that long when you can get off by just giving a speech? Stacy Marks has been gung-ho. She's telling DeFranco and all the feds, we need Tommy Egan ASAP. Now, DeFranco was telling her, hey, let's chill. If we can make some moves, we can figure things out. But she wants the big fish. She wants to go after Tommy Egan. Well, her boss comes in and says, hey, there's been a lot of killings in these streets and you guys aren't making any moves. But Stacy Marks does admit that she has a CI, a criminal informant, aka Vic, who is very close to Tommy and could help bring him down. But at this point, they don't have any evidence or any facts, so they're about to apply that pressure to Vic. Shanti already told us the plan. Her, Jenard, they're going to act like they're good with CBI, and at a blink of an eye, they're going to take out Tommy and take back over CBI. Now, Raheem is saying, hey, you've been working with Jenard, the Junkie J, and you shouldn't be doing that. You letting him mess up everything that you got going on. Now, Shanti, they call her the showstopper for a reason, because not only does she box in the ring, outside the ring, she's boxing too, and she lets Raheem know, listen, if anyone's talking about me behind my back, you're supposed to be loyal. You should be the one stopping them. She's checking everybody. CBI has been running around gathering all the street thugs, all the criminal organizations in the city. We got Jenard there, Vic there. Diamond is letting everyone know we need to all stick together. But after this meeting, we see Vic go and talk to Jenard. And he's basically saying, Jenard, we need to put this play together and make something shake. Now, Vic is working with the police, and Jenard, he's still a junkie, but he's telling Vic, I'm not dealing with you. I just got in good with Tommy and Diamond with CBI. I'm not going to mess it up. But we can tell that Jenard, he still got a little bit of that in his system, and he's fighting the urge. Shanti comes to Claudia with a business proposition. Claudia, she tried to work with Jenard. Jenard told her no. Shanti's trying to get things together and make some money outside of Diamond and CBI. So she's saying, listen, if you and I partner together, we can make something work. You got pills, I got the workers. You bring the dope, I bring the workers. We got supply and demand. Now, these two, they're hesitant to work with each other. One, because they don't know each other. But two, it's just random how all this pops up at one time. Now, what Claudia doesn't know is Shanti is actually connected in the streets, and the lady at the club that Claudia goes to, well, Shanti knows her. So it looks like we have us a new coalition between the two ladies to potentially try to take over the streets of Chicago. McDowell had the discussion with Tommy this morning and letting him know, don't make any moves until I say so. Well, he goes back and talks to Che and he tells him, Tommy is helping us make more money than we ever have. But there's still an issue with the Serbs. And in the Estrada cartel, he tells them straight up, don't make any moves on the Serbs until I tell you. And Miguel is saying, if it wasn't for you, I would have already been attacking. Now, Che, he has some vision in his mind to keep controlling things, but he sees that Tommy is potentially going in here and shaking up some stuff. So he tells Miguel, keep them in line long enough for me to come up with a plan. And again, don't do anything without my say so. Right after that meeting, Che told Miguel, I'm going to go handle the Serbs. Well, him and Mirkovic, they meet up in the subway and it doesn't go as planned. He's telling them, hey, you stay on your side, I stay on my side. But Mirkovic isn't backing down from anybody. And this leads it to Che saying, listen, if that's the case, then we're going after the Serbs and there's no stopping it. So if you want this war, well, you just activated it in its own sight from here on out. Now it's starting to get shook up. But we know that this is Tommy's plan. Let the cartel take out the Serbs. And then while all of this is going on, he can backdoor. So as of right now, the plan on a 0 to 1 to 10, we're at about a 5. Vic has been rolling with Tommy because he has to get intel. He has to get some information so the cops, the feds will get off of his back. Well, while him and Tommy are making moves, Tommy gives him a new burner phone because he knows that the feds are potentially watching. He actually picks up that there's a tail on him right now, Special Agent Vargas across the street. So Tommy tells Vic, we need to stay 2 steps ahead of them. So Tommy's already been doing this for years. He's from Queens. He already knows how the feds move. He used to deal with Cooper Sacks. But for Vic, he's still cautious because he's noticing that the feds are a little bit too close. And if Tommy makes out any of this and finds out that he's snitching, that will be the end of our boy Vic. It's still getting tough for our boy Jenard out in these streets. We know that Raheem got checked by Shanti. Well, while he's walking with Jenard, the guy that showed him the H the night after he killed Young Boy, well, he's asking Jenard, does he want some of that work? And Jenard is saying, nah, I changed. I ain't doing that no more. So the urge is there. He ain't trying to fight that urge too much longer. Jenard hits the cigarette and it's got his mind racing. Vic has to meet up with Stacy Marks because she already promised her boss that we have inside information. So now they're applying the full court pressure to Vic, and Vic has to go in return get this information from Tommy Egan. Now Stacy Marks is telling them, you move when I tell you to move, you do what I tell you to do. You're going to go wear a wire. You can go over there and get information about Tommy Egan, and we're going to need this information ASAP. Now, Vic knows what comes with all of this. If you're a snitch in the Power Universe, you usually end up in a pine box. Well, Vic, he's hesitant, but at the end of the day, he has to do it or it's the end of him. Jenard's been fighting that urge, grabs a gun, and where does he go? Straight to Tommy's Egan's house. He wants to take Tommy out. But when he gets there, we see that Miriam, she pulled back up. Jenard takes a picture. Now he has blackmailing evidence against Tommy that he can call him out and let Miguel potentially know. We don't know how he's going to use this information, but Miriam knows she shouldn't have pulled up to Tommy's house and parked right there in the front when we already know Miguel was at the house this morning and will pop up at any time. Now it's looking like Jenard has the upper hand, but that's because he has a sober mind at the moment. Shanti cleans up real nice, and we head over to the party with Claudia and her ex-roommate slash ex-lover slash new lover slash business partner slash new friend. And at this party, we got girls doing what they do, passing around Claudia's work. And I'm hearing that it was a grand old time. I didn't make it to this party. But while the party was going on, Claudia and her ex-roommate end up getting robbed. But once Shanti gets wind of this situation, she grabs a gun, checks the guy, gets the money back, gets the jewelry back, and everything is settled. And we got us a new business deal, 50-50, Shanti, Claudia. Diamond shows up to give his speech. He's a little nervous. He got his suit on. And Leon and his mama Gianna, they show up. Now, Leon told Diamond that people want to hear the truth. So he tells him how he grew up in a rough neighborhood, how his background formed him into the man he is today. But he is not the man that he was yesterday. And he's saying that he wants to help clean up the streets and make this a better community. After the speech, everyone's showing him love because it came from the heart. Now, Gianni, her, and Diamond, they're going to link up a little bit later for, let's just say, a nice little date. There's one more crew that Tommy needs to go handle, and that's DSD. Well, him and Vic, they go over there, and they aren't welcomed. When they get there, the muscle hops out. They got shotguns. They threw a brick through the back of Tommy's window, and once they get inside, Tommy lays down the whole plan. Hey, CBI is running thing. We got Garfield Projects. We working with the cartel, and the cartel ain't messing with the Serbs anymore. And that's where DSD was getting their work from. So Tommy lets them know if we all work together, we'll be making more money than we ever made, and no one will step on anyone's toes. Now, the plan sounds good, and DSD, they're kind of iffy on it because it's two gringos that then came in here and talked like that. So we're going to see where this goes. But DSD, they're about making that money. So it looks like this plan might actually be effective. Shanti shows back up with a bag full of money to talk to Jenard. But what she notices is that her golden glove necklace that Jenard did not steal is back. And she also showing the money that she made with Claudia. But Jenard said he didn't want to work with Claudia because it didn't seem like it was a good business deal. But once they hashed that out, he shows her the picture of Tommy with Miriam. And Shanti is saying, don't expose him yet. Let Tommy continue to mess up, and then we'll drop that truth bomb on him and everybody else when the time is right. So Shanti and Jenard, it looks like this tag team duo might actually work. After the business deal goes down, Tommy leaves, but we know that Tommy's been kind of weary about the feds following him and having some eyes on him. So when he leaves, he sees Agent Vargas's car, but he doesn't go too far. Now, our boy Vic had to meet up with him. But as he's talking to him, Tommy doubled back. Tommy pulls a gun. He's saying, what's going on here? And Vic is trying to explain that, hey, man, the police pulled up on me. I don't know anything. So Tommy tells Vic, you need to handle it. And he kills Agent Vargas right there in the alley. And he had the recording device. And he needs to report back to Stacy Marks. So it looks like Tommy just got Vic into something he's not going to be able to get out of. All right, there you go. The recap for episode 7. Let me know what you think about this. Is DSD going to actually work out with CBI? And how is Vic going to overcome killing Special Agent Vargas when we know he has to go back and report to Stacy Marks ASAP? Let me know what you think. I'm MoDaj. Again, if you like this kind of content, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We're on that road to 50,000 subscribers. So if I said something that made you go, be sure to hit that subscribe button for me. And if you don't see it at 100 likes, hit that like button. We're on that road to 50,000 subscribers. I'm MoDaj. Thanks for watching. I'm out.